Hey, Breeze here from Breeze Beach, but we're not at the beach today. We're actually at the treehouse because this house sits at 12 feet in the air. Anyhow, I have some wonderful ambient lighting, which I love using. Unfortunately, if I would turn one switch on or off, the other two switches that control this light, or supposed to control this light, were ineffective. They would not work. If I had one turn off, the other one wouldn't turn on. It was just really frustrating. So I have to go through all these light switches trying to figure out how to get it turned back on or off. So what I figured out is that there are three switches that control this light. When you have three switches, you're going to have two three-way switches and one four-way switch. And the way that you tell if they're three-way or four-way switches are they are going to have a three-way switch will have three screws. It'll have two brass, one on this side, one on this side here, and it will have one black screw. You'll also have your ground. Okay. So now you need to find out, and you're going to have a four-way switch. The four-way switch has two black screws and two brass screws, and I'll show you that in a moment. But the way your circuit is going to come in, you need power coming in. So you're going to have a wire coming from your fuse box that has power to it. You have to find out, well, which one of these switches has that live power. Well, it's going to be one of your two three-way switches. You have two three-way switches, it's going to be one of those. So disconnect your wires from each of these three-way switches. Disconnect your power from your four-way switches. Make sure everything is disconnected. Then go to your three-way switches and check which one of your black wires is live. Whichever one is live at which three-way switch, because it won't be at both of them, is going to be your incoming circuit. That's going to be your first three-way switch. So for mine, it's not this one. This one's the end, because you have three-way, four-way, three-way. So we're going to start at the beginning. So, let me get my voltage tester, because this is how I checked if I had live power. You can buy these, they're inexpensive, get them at Home Depot, 10-15 bucks, you're good to go. The way that you check for power is you take your black wire and you connect it to the ground, take your red cable there and connect it to your live wire, and see how it lights up? I know this is my live wire, and so I labeled them, okay? So everything was disconnected. I turned the power off, and now I'm going to rewire this correctly. I put my live hot wire on the black screw. The other two remaining wires that you should have, you're going to have a black or a red and a red wire. These are going to be traveler wires. Okay, so there's no live power coming into them. You can test it when you have these disconnected, and these should not show any power. So those get connected to the brass screws. One brass screw here, put black hot, black traveler. Red traveler goes on the other brass screw. Make sure you have your ground connected. You are done with your initial three-way switch. Okay, we're going to go to, now the middle switch is a four-way switch. And it's called a four-way switch because it has four screws essentially. It will have two brass screws and two black screws. So now you have four wires excluding your ground, which gets connected to your ground wire. Two of these wires are black and red, and they're your traveler wires that came from your initial three-way. And the way that you can tell which ones these are is you're going to check again. These will be disconnected, and you'll check which one of these is live. So this one here, you see I labeled it. This one's my live black wire. The wire that is in the same sheathing, that's the covering that covers these two wires inside. You can see there's sheathing that they're paired together. They're going to be in the same sheathing. Is the other traveler wire that came from that initial three-way switch. This is the key point here. You had them on brass screws over here. Put them on brass screws here. Doesn't matter which one. It can be either brass screw. Now you're going to take the outgoing traveler wires, which are going to your remaining three-way switch, the one that we haven't dealt with yet. And you're going to put the matching red traveler wire, matching black traveler wire on the black screws. That is the key. If you have this switch around, you're going to be spending forever. It's never going to work. Okay? Go to your last three-way switch. This three-way switch has 3 wires excluding your ground. The ground, of course, gets connected to the ground always. You have your true traveler wires coming in from that 4-way switch. They're coming from those black screws. You have another black wire, which is going up to your light. That's sending power to your light. Okay, the actual light that turns on and off. The way to check again which one of these is going to the light and which one's the traveler wire is you will check which one of these black wires is hot is the traveler wire. You can use this again and you can check and you'll get that this is live here, okay? So I can do that here now. Black goes on here. Let me turn this around so you can see, that would help. See? Live. Live, that's the live wire. So on these, the live wire gets again connected to the brass screw. Live brass. Black, and then the red is also a traveler wire, and it's going to be live here as well, okay? It gets connected to the other brass screw. The remaining black wire that's going up to that light switch gets connected to the black screw. And that's it. Now look, I'm going to turn the lights on and off here. So slowly. The switch is on, off. On, now watch. I'll go to another switch here. Go to my 4-way switch. I'm over at my 4-way switch, if you can look up at the light. Off, on, off. I'm going to leave it off. Now we're going to go to the very first 3-way switch that the power just came into, and you can see power on, power off, power on. We're good to go. So that's it. If you want to have your 3-way switch, your 3 switches, which are 2 3-way switches and 1 4-way switch working correctly, the important part is to make sure that you use the correct screws on your 3-way switches and 4-way switches. So if you like the video, please subscribe.